People can say whatever they want about this young man, but to me, he's showtime. I genuinely admire him. I like the kid. I believe he's going to thrive here in Cleveland. I've got my fingers crossed, hoping he's the quarterback we've been longing for. If things align, we could one day be discussing him in the same breath as Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and the other elite quarterbacks in the AFC. Right now, Shadur Sanders is being handed a golden opportunity in Cleveland, a quarterback situation that he could legitimately rise above and seize. I truly believe he's ready. He's a relentless worker, a student of the game, and it's clear he has a deep passion for football. When you've got a guy who not only lives and breathes the game but was raised in its atmosphere, the ingredients for greatness are there. I'm betting on his success. Shadur Sanders has rapidly evolved into a fan favorite, and now even former NFL stars are rallying behind him. Hanford Dixon believes Shadur belongs in the same tier as Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, and Matthew Stafford, quarterbacks who define their franchises. Dixon is convinced that Sheadur has the intangibles to lead an NFL team. Meanwhile, Johnny Manziel didn't mince words either. He flat out stated that Shadur Sanders is the one who should claim the Browns' starting quarterback job. With endorsements from legendary names, the burning question now is, can Sheadur rise to the challenge and become the face of this franchise? Examining Shadur's meteoric rise, Hanford Dixon voiced his optimism that Sanders could finally be the guy, the long-awaited solution Cleveland's been yearning for. With poise, leadership, and raw talent, Sheadur embodies the traits of a cornerstone QB. Dixon sees him as a potential franchise leader, someone who could usher in a new era of hope and momentum for the Browns faithful. In a previous interview, Johnny Manziel also heaped praise on Sheadur, commending his calm demeanor and composure under pressure. Manziel even admitted he wouldn't have handled the spotlight and expectations as gracefully as Sheadur has. That level of maturity under such a glaring spotlight sets Sheadur apart from most young quarterbacks in the league, and it's exactly the kind of presence Cleveland needs if they want to cultivate a winning culture. I think very few people in his position could have handled it better, Manziel reflected. He did it with a smile and grace, just letting everything play out. I don't think I could have done the same. Major props to him for facing that and standing tall. Hanford Dixon also underscored that while Shadur's performance on the field is exceptional, it's his character off the field, his communication, leadership, and locker room presence that truly distinguishes him. Dixon praised Shadur's ability to connect with teammates, coaches, and fans alike. He highlighted an event where Sheadur participated in David Njoku's celebrity softball game, where he spent time with young fans, listening, talking, answering every question with sincerity. It was this humility and accessibility that left a lasting impression on Dixon. And Dixon wasn't the only one moved by Shadur's impact. That softball game showed the entire city just how quickly Sanders is winning hearts. Children gravitate toward him, and admiration for him is growing fast. In one unforgettable moment, a young fan shouted joyfully, "Shadur Sanders, you're my guy. You're the only one who can sign my ball." The boy then declared, "He's going to be the greatest. He's my QB1." That heartfelt display was more than just fan excitement. It was a testament to the emotional connection Sheadur is building with the next generation. For Sanders, this journey isn't just about football, it's about inspiring belief, radiating leadership, and embodying hope for Cleveland's future. Hanford Dixon concluded his remarks by expressing his heartfelt desire to see Sheadur get meaningful playing time, even if it's just part of the season. He firmly believes that Sanders has everything it takes to become the long-awaited answer for Cleveland, a true leader with the talent, poise, and character to guide the team to new heights. Shadur Sanders' mindset, work ethic, and humility are already making waves in the locker room and beyond. And that's exactly why the support behind him continues to grow louder with every passing day. Even when Shadur Sanders wasn't getting first-team reps, he made one thing abundantly clear. He wasn't there to complain or sulk over missed opportunities. Instead, he remained laser-focused, determined to extract value from every single rep during OTAs and minicamp. Despite the limited snaps, his discipline never wavered. He stayed locked in, mentally sharp, and consistently prepared for the moment his number would be called. As Sheadur himself said, "You've got to understand the situation you're in. Whether you're getting reps or not, you can take it negatively, or you can use it to fuel yourself and work even harder." That mindset has earned him admiration not only from his teammates, but from fans and former NFL players alike. He understands the grind. He embraces the moment. He knows that when his time comes, there can be no excuses. No one cares how many reps you've had when you're thrown into the game. They care about results. And Sheadur is ready to deliver. His mentality, leadership, and maturity have already begun to reshape the culture inside the locker room. Just ask Myles Garrett, arguably the most respected leader on the team, who recently delivered a glowing endorsement of the rookie quarterback. Garrett didn't sugarcoat it. Shedur's professionalism, quiet confidence, and relentless preparation have stood out in a big way. According to Garrett, Sheadur is winning people over not just with his skill set, but with his character. He's team first, humble, and easy to work with. And that speaks volumes. Coming from a team captain and defensive superstar, wide receiver and team leader Jeudy echoed those sentiments. When asked about the young quarterback, Jeudy was quick to respond, "Great dude, doing great things for Cleveland." Jeudy praised Sheadur not only for his talent, but for his leadership and work ethic. He also pointed out Shedur's rare poise in the huddle and his early chemistry with the receivers, something that's not often seen in rookies. According to Jeudy, Sheadur has already started earning the respect of the room. Even veteran reporter Mary Kay Cabot, known for her blunt and often critical analysis, has taken notice. Her recent remarks solidify the perception that Sheadur is quickly earning trust across the board. Cabot noted that the locker room veterans have rallied around him. Shadur Sanders has two major assets working in his favor. And let's not kid ourselves, this is how the NFL operates. Cleveland Browns owner Jimmy Haslam is known for his rash decision-making and in a quarterback room utterly devoid of star power. Except for Sheadur, he's bound to get his shot. Haslam craves the spotlight, he's desperate for relevance and aching to put a face on the franchise. Let's be blunt, Cleveland's roster is arguably the weakest in the AFC North, and their early season schedule, absolutely brutal. So here's my bold prediction. Between week 7 and 10, Shadur Sanders will get his moment. He's not on this roster by coincidence. He's here because Haslam insisted. This owner is starving for a quarterback messiah, and Sheadur is the only one who even remotely looks the part. The Browns' offense is shaping up to be painfully vanilla, but Sheadur could inject electricity into the playbook. Whether they win or lose, one thing's certain, Sanders under center makes this team watchable. And I'll keep repeating it, Shadur Sanders should take more snaps this season than any other QB on the roster. Why? Because he's the only one who might actually be the guy. Let's be real. After night 1 of the draft, the Browns were already talking about drafting a quarterback next year. That means this season is an audition, and it's on Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, or Kenny Pickett, but likely not Joe Flacco, to change the narrative. And the only way to change minds is with production, not practice reps, not hype, results. Even Dillon Gabriel needs a shot. Don't take lack of reps as a sign of failure. See it as a call to readiness. When your time comes, you've got to be warm, locked in, and prepared to deliver. Because once you're on the field, no one cares how many reps you had. They only care about what you do. You know your pedigree, you know who you are. But you've got to stay disciplined too. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the speeding tickets. Is it maturity? Maybe. But let's not pretend like half of America hasn't sped before. It's not excusable, but it's not the end of the world either. And Sanders? He responded with accountability. He's done driving. He said no more. That's maturity. Are these incidents being overblown? Probably. As one commentator put it, everyone's been late. Everyone's been in a rush. But Shedur's decision to step back and get a driver shows growth. You can criticize the mistake, but don't ignore the response. As for deeper meaning, another analyst took the psychologist route, suggesting that the speeding might be suppressed frustration from draft day disappointments. And maybe that's true. Maybe Sheadur is trying to keep it cool on camera while emotions boil beneath the surface. But that's okay. This is the NFL. Pressure is part of the package. Anger, stress, fire, it's all fuel. And if Sanders channels it correctly, it could be the very thing that propels him to greatness, where the truth hits harder than a blindside sack. I'm your host, and today we dive into the chaotic inferno of the 2025 season, a league unraveling under the weight of scandal, incompetence, and ego. 21 major controversies in 10 weeks. Careers are collapsing like House of Cards empires, and yet one name is rising through the debris: Shadur Sanders. This isn't just a season, it's a war for redemption, legacy, and survival. The NFL is bleeding. Fan trust is evaporating faster than a lead in the fourth quarter. And in Cleveland, it's an outright dumpster fire. From Deshaun Watson's subpar 59% completion rate to locker room mutiny, the team is teetering on the edge of collapse. But amidst the chaos, a spark remains, and its name is Shadur. The NFL's integrity is crumbling. According to Sports Illustrated, enforcement rates on fines and suspensions have collapsed into inconsistency, leaving justice scattered like dust in the wind. Fans are fleeing. Trust has nosedived, down 25% since 2023 per a Harris poll, with 1.2 million fewer tuning into primetime showdowns, according to Nielsen. It isn't just dysfunction, it's moral erosion, and the numbers are deafening. On X, a staggering 63% of fans say they're done with the league's hypocrisy. This isn't disappointment, it's betrayal. A betrayal of every heart that's bled on Sundays for the Shield. A betrayal of every diehard who believed in the game. What we're witnessing is the collapse of a legacy, and it's time to hold the powers accountable. But amid the smoke and wreckage, one spark refuses to die. One name cuts through the noise like a lightning bolt. Shadur Sanders. This isn't just a rookie, this is a revelation. At just 23, the Cleveland Browns' fifth-round steal, picked no 144 in the 2025 NFL Draft, is rewriting expectations. His college resume is jaw-dropping. 11,293 passing yards, 104 touchdowns, 69.3% completion rate across Jackson State and Colorado, per NCAA records. His arm, a precision-guided missile. His composure, glacial calm under chaos. His leadership, the kind that builds dynasties. On June 14, 2025, during Browns minicamp, Sheadur lit up the field, completing 78% of passes under duress, per NFL Network. Head coach Kevin Stefanski praised him as a generational talent. In a city thirsting for a hero since the days of Jim Brown, this kid might just be it. But not everyone's celebrating. The critics were ruthless. They blamed his draft slide on immaturity and NFL unreadiness. Lies. Veteran insider Albert Breer exposed the truth. Teams feared the media circus tied to his father, Deion Sanders. But that's not a flaw, it's a badge of courage, and when Sheadur blazed a 4.6-second 40-yard dash at the Combine, the narrative that he was too slow died on the spot. Cleveland, you've struck gold. Don't let the doubters dull his shine. That's not just subpar, that's record-setting futility. He should have been leveraging the moment, no doubt. Excellent, they said. If I call gun diesel right, 56F. Who's breaking off the shallow? Who's running the curl? X on the post, Z and the Y cutting across the middle? Good, let's run that one more time. As draft day loomed closer, my conviction only intensified. Back in January or February, I first voiced it and I stood by it until I was blue in the face. I said, the gap between Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders might be greater than the distance between Shadur Sanders and the rest of the quarterback class. Let's be clear. The Giants clearly favored Jackson Dart, and honestly, I'm not even discussing Cam Ward anymore. This entire situation might not even be fair to Sheadur, but now, the Shadur Sanders draft drama is back in full force, this time with the New York Giants at the center of the firestorm. Fresh footage has surfaced, featuring a tense, uncomfortable interview with Jackson Dart, which insiders had previously labeled as awkward and underwhelming. Yet despite releasing Dart's clip, the Giants refused to make Sanders' interview public. This has triggered a tidal wave of speculation. Fans and analysts alike are demanding answers. Was Sheadur the real issue in the room, or has he been unfairly vilified by a manufactured narrative? The situation is boiling over. Critics and supporters alike are now demanding full transparency. They want the full footage of Shadur Sanders' interview. People want to judge for themselves. Was Sanders really that off the mark? Or has he been used as a scapegoat in a rigged media storm? This growing clamor for honesty is shaking up the entire NFL evaluation system, forcing teams to reckon with how they assess and perhaps misrepresent young talent. So what actually happened behind closed doors? Was Shadur Sanders unfairly judged? Or is there more to this story than meets the eye? NFL analyst Albert Breer added fuel to the controversy, asserting that Sanders lagged significantly behind both Jackson Dart and Cam Ward in terms of draft readiness. Breer claims Sanders' performance under pressure revealed a lack of polish, especially when compared to quarterbacks with more refined skill sets. In Breer's view, Sanders' only real shot was to find the right scheme fit somewhere. But according to him, no one in the league shared that vision. "I said it in January," Breer declared. "I believed the gap between Cam Ward and Shadur Sanders was wider than the gap between Sanders and the entire rest of the field. But if you look at Sanders' collegiate career, it's hard to ignore the sheer magnitude of his accomplishments. While Dart and Ward flashed brilliance, Sanders carried one of the most scrutinized college programs in the country. Consistently leading with poise under immense pressure, he rose to the occasion in high-stakes matchups and consistently delivered." And the stats? They don't lie. Let's break it down. Completion percentage. Sanders leads with a remarkable 74%, outpacing Dart's 69.3% and Ward's 67.2%. That kind of consistency is gold for NFL evaluators. Touchdowns? Sanders logged 37 TDs, only 2 behind Cam Ward's 39. Even without gaudy yardage, Sanders found the end zone, exactly what you want from your quarterback. Then came the storm, the Giants interview. Despite no solid evidence of any misstep from Sanders during the interview, the narrative turned against him fast. Distractors rushed in. Some claimed Sanders' responses were a red flag. Enter Colin Cowherd, never shy with an opinion. He blasted the Sanders interview as the worst he's ever seen. One quote stuck out. When pressed about a particular play scenario, Sanders allegedly said, "Maybe I'm not the guy for you." To Cowherd, this showcased a lack of self-assurance and a serious misread of what NFL teams expect from a leader. The backlash snowballed. And Sanders, he reportedly didn't take it well. One team, one of the few still considering him, showed him a critical play and asked for his take. His answer, "Maybe I'm not the guy for you." That's not the response you give when only a handful of teams might still believe in you, especially now with Pittsburgh out of the running, having inked a deal with Aaron Rodgers. But Albert Breer offered a contrasting view, aiming to clear the fog. He revealed that during the Giants interview, Sanders was shown footage riddled with mistakes and tasked with identifying the flaws. His mature attitude and calm presence have made a powerful impression not just on players, but on coaches and fans alike. According to Cabot, Sheadur conducts himself with poise far beyond his years. He's articulate, grounded, and composed, whether speaking at press conferences, giving interviews, or engaging with the media on the sideline. In a high-pressure, spotlight-heavy NFL market like Cleveland, that composure matters. Cabot also recalled observing Shedur's impressive demeanor all the way back at Super Bowl Radio Row, at the NFL Honors red carpet, and even at his Colorado showcase. Everywhere she saw him interacting with fans, teammates, and coaches, his attitude stood out as exceptional. And the endorsements continue. Former Heisman winner Johnny Manziel and Browns legend Hanford Dixon have both thrown their support behind Shadur Sanders. They've praised his leadership, composure, and charisma, qualities that transcend mere athletic talent. In their eyes, Sheadur isn't just another young prospect. He's a quarterback who can carry a franchise forward. Shedur's approach, his relentless focus, high character, and professionalism has earned him admiration across all levels of the organization. Myles Garrett, Jeudy, and even the most critical voices in the media are all recognizing the same thing. This kid is different, he's building trust, he's inspiring belief, and most importantly, he's uniting the locker room with his humility, drive, and steady leadership. As the Browns continue their search for a long-term franchise quarterback, Shadur Sanders is quickly making the case that he could be the answer. With momentum building and voices from every corner rallying behind him, it's hard to ignore the energy surrounding his name. So now we turn to you, Browns fans. Could Shadur Sanders be the quarterback Cleveland has been waiting for? With the full backing of teammates, coaches, fans, and NFL legends, it's clear he has the potential to make a monumental impact. But is he ready to lead the charge, or does he still have more to prove? Let us know your thoughts. The future of the franchise might just be standing under center, and his name might be Shadur Sanders. Thank you, guys. See you next video.